I awoke from cryo-sleep. A bit late, tired, hungry, and cold. I started by double-fisting some tofu and pork, then grabbed some smokes from the vending machine. The red paint on the floor told me that I was an Alpha Squad for this mission, so I geared up for a frontline fight. An M54C assault rifle, and an SU-6 smart pistol for a backup weapon. An MRE, a box of grenades, and as much ammo and meds as I could carry. My usual choice of armor, painted with a white skull because I think it's funny as I'm far from the most competent Marine. At the briefing, we met the cast of characters in this tragedy. Here we have Alpha Squad, my brothers in arms for this adventure. Led by Darth Man, a guy I've let down on more than one occasion. And then we have this guy, Zoropsis. You can see from the purple paint on his helmet that he's part of Charlie's squad, and he will play a pivotal role in the events to follow. The briefing was fairly standard. We'd received a distress signal from a Wea colony, LV-1413, also known as Solaris Ridge. We had very little to go on. It was a straightforward, standard distress signal, so it could have been anything from equipment malfunction to the dirty SPP communists. Regardless, we weren't going to leave it to chance, so we were going in armed. Alpha would spearhead the operation and move to the filtration plant in the center of the colony to set up a temporary defensive line until intel could be gathered. Bravo would remain at the landing zone to set up a FOB as a fallback point. Charlie would go to engineering and see if it was just equipment malfunction or repair any damaged equipment. And Delta would go to the administration area north of our position to try to establish contact with the colonists. After the briefing, we made our way to the Alamo and rode the dropship to the planet. Once planetside, we lined up for our rousing speech from our glorious leader, then made our way east. Sightings of the resin wall confirmed our worst fears. It was species XX-121, colloquially known as xenomorphs. The resin floors slowed our progress, so we broke them as we went, but paused at these power generators to repair them. Once the generators had been repaired, we breached the walls and continued our journey eastward. At this point, I remembered to turn on my armor light, so I wasn't in the dark like an idiot. Once the weeds had cleared, I noticed my squad had begun moving further north. I took a moment to search for other squad members that had extended too far, then returned to the squad. I took a position looking out to the east window as I expected we would be fortifying this position. Then the northern door was breached, and a xenomorph emerged. Our fearless leader gave chase, and I went with a few other squad mates to ensure his safety. My M54C was all but useless, with the tight quarters guaranteeing friendly fire would occur. So I held my fire and withdrew, then pulled the pin on a grenade and threw it into the doorway to push the aliens back. This would allow the squad to regroup and set up a firing line. Let's back up a moment in time. While our squad was engaged with the xenomorphs, a different event was unfolding. Here is where the tragedy truly began, and where our unwitting antagonist seals the fate of our story. At this point, I'm not quite sure what exactly he was trying to do. If he was trying to call in a supply drop, or just gave the wrong coordinates. But this is what happened. It happens. If you see him, don't take it out on him. It's just a funny narrative from an unfortunate accident. It's all good, man. Oh, well, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.